Have you ever wondered what the Three Rivers looked like 100, 200 or 300 years ago? It would be very different from the area we know today. What would it have been like to live and work in this area before the Metropolitan Railway came? Or perhaps during the height of the Canal Age? These are the questions the Three Rivers Museum of Local History tries to answer. Three Rivers Museum is in Basing House, right in the centre of Rickmansworth, between the library and Watersmeet Theatre. Come on in, let's have a look around. There is more to the museum than just Rickmansworth, much more in fact. It covers the whole of the district of Three Rivers, an area of about 34 square miles. The museum has more on its display than can be shown at any one time, so the display will change from time to time. You may see something very old, or something quite modern. You could be a cashier working in a butcher's shop during the 20th century. Or perhaps dress up as a boatman on the canal in the 19th century. Or maybe you'll be doing some Christmas shopping in 1913. But history is not just about the past, it's also about today. The HS2 rail link from London to Birmingham may be contentious, but is now part of the story of our area, and the museum now has on display one of the cutting teeth used by a tunnel boring machine. A really important addition to the collection was the diaries of John White, a farmer from Rickmansworth who recorded local life between 1841 and 1896.
This is the only photograph we know of John White. It was taken on his and Sophie's golden wedding party, and it shows them as pretty prosperous Victorian people, and that's the part of the picture here. This is the parsonage farm. This photograph taken about 1900, almost certainly before John White died himself in 1904. It's a big building. That's a big building, typically of a farmhouse in which staff live. These photographs of Rickmansworth, not by John White, but these show the town which he knew. So we have this link with the work that he was doing, the people that he knew, the people he did business with. Now, these sheep in Rickmansworth High Street, yep, they sure were. They were almost certainly going around to the annual market, annual fair behind the pubs here. And again, we see a scene which John White knew. These might even have been his sheep. And here again, the other end of Rickmansworth High Street. John White will have known the people in these photographs, and he will certainly have known and done business in most of these buildings. There is the family of John and Sophie White at their golden wedding, a prosperous Victorian farmer, middle classes without question. I think that'll do.
But what goes on behind the scenes? What mysteries lie in store? Let's go and have a look.
My name is Claire. I am the curator of Three Rivers Museum. My role is to keep a careful eye on the collection, to ensure that it's handled as least as possible. Items have to be carefully cleaned. I would use white gloves for this, a very soft brush to ensure that no dust is collecting in the cracks. The displays get changed probably every 4 months or so, just to keep it refreshed. And we do have regular visitors to the museum, so they would like to come in and see the new display.
Everything we do in this is full of interesting new information. Fanny White, daughter of the above John and Sophia White, born June the 5th, 1843 at Chorleywood, Rickmansworth, Herts, christened at Rickmansworth, vaccinated August 26th, 1842.
I'm Susan and I do most of the accessioning here in the museum. So accessioning is really about cataloguing the collection of items that we already have here and also items that are brought in by members of the public and look at the information that I have. Sometimes there isn't much information, so I have to research that.
I'm Kevin and I'm the IT lead for the museum. A fancy title, but it just means I look after the IT equipment and the IT assets that the museum has to bring the collection to the wider public. We have a digital kiosk, which is a touchscreen display which has a lot of the museum's photographs on it and information about our district. We also have the website, and also we have a Facebook page which is regularly updated.
They say a picture paints 1,000 words, so what better way to see our area than through a camera lens? The museum has a collection of over 1,000 photographs from the 19th century up to modern times. That collection is still growing. Modern photographs from the area today are just as important to show future generations what the area is like now. The museum is compiling a collection of photographs and oral recordings of people's memories of actual events that took place in our area within living memory.
My name is Sally. I'm the Education Officer here at Three Rivers Museum and a volunteer. My role is to support education for all ages in the community, specifically for local schools where we support the curriculum. This is a simple Victorian toy made out of wood, a bit different from today's computer games. We talk about Victorian household chores. Wash day was a very long day for the household. They used this to agitate the water. This washboard to run the clothes against to get out all the dirt. The mangle to squeeze out the water once the clothes were washed. And a very heavy iron which would be placed on the fire and then used to smooth the clothes, and when it became cool again, it went back on the fire, and it's much heavier than a modern iron is these days.
We are trying to develop stuff which interests the children, the families. Our target audience is firstly the families, and secondly what's known in the museum trade as the older learner, people like us, but people who are interested in the story of the area. Three Rivers Museum telling the story of what it was like to live and work around here.
History is not just about kings and queens and great battles. It's about us, people just like you and me, who lived and worked in this place that we now call home. So, if you would like to learn more about our local history, come down and visit, or better still, join our team of volunteers.